Want to know more about Madison, Wisconsin and the surrounding communities? Well, then you'll want to check out our Community Spotlight series, where we interview the local people, business leaders, and school officials to hear more details about living in the Madison area. I'm your host, Josh Lavik, and I'm a local real estate agent, neighbor, and friend that cares about highlighting the great things and people within our community. Welcome back to our Best of Wisconsin Homes. We're doing our Community Spotlight series today over in the city of Fitchburg. I'm here with Mike Thorson from Venture Capital at this beautiful apartment complex that you definitely played a role in here, correct?
Yeah, that's right. In Venture Capital, we founded in 2010. We're a real estate development company. We specialize in urban infill redevelopment, and all that means is you take a site that is an obsolete or underutilized use, and you redevelop it, you turn it into something that's bigger, better, and more current and modern.
Well, I know, and you were just telling me before we got started here that when you built this beautiful structure, it filled up in 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. We were quite fortunate with our timing. It was kind of the middle of the pandemic. People were staying at home.
Yeah.
They wanted more space at home. Yeah. We opened it up in June of 2021, and 6 weeks later, 100%.
Absolutely. Well, and you've been obviously very involved in Fitchburg. Why Fitchburg? What's important about this area from your perspective?
Yeah, that's a great question, Josh. The greater Madison area is booming, but Fitchburg is also booming. And when you look at it geographically, we like to say location is very important in the real estate market. Mm-hmm. You look at the greater metropolitan area, and Fitchburg is boom, smack dab in the middle, okay? Mm-hmm. Our phrase is 10 minutes to everywhere. So 10 minutes to downtown, 10 minutes to the east side, 10 minutes to the west side, 10 minutes to Epic for Epic employees, which is a big booming employer here.
Sure.
10 minutes to anywhere. So if you want access that's convenient and all of the great things that happen around the greater area, this is the place to be.
Absolutely. That's definitely one of the things I've noticed about Fitchburg. It's so central and easy to get it just about anywhere. So what, I guess for somebody else that's maybe not as familiar with Fitchburg or the area, anything else in terms of the future vision for the area, things that you have on the horizon?
Yeah, sure. That's another great question. So if you look at the redevelopment that's happened in the greater metropolitan area over the last 10 years, it's just exploded. There are 4 major corridors that head up to the capital from the outer suburbs, so to speak. One of them is East Wash, one of them is University, one of them is Park Street, and the 4th is Fish Hatchery Road. Over the last 10 years, the only one of those that didn't see a huge major redevelopment effort was Fish Hatchery Road. So the city, to their credit, they recognized this 5-6 years ago. And they put together a vision to kind of revitalize the whole thing. And that started in 2020, where they did a major update on the road itself. It was closed for a year and a half, almost 2 years. Everyone was unhappy. It was finally done. And we like to call that, the city's version of if you build it, they will come, the field of dreams for Fitchburg. And if they reconstructed it, would people come? Well, yes, they did. If you go up, half a mile, towards the Beltline, you come back, you already got a half a dozen brand new businesses, you've got a new senior place, you've got 2 new brand new spanking new multifamily developments, so it's worked and it's been great, and the city's been a great partner for us as well.
Well, Mike, this is certainly a great project here. Why don't you tell our viewers maybe what's next for you and your team?
Am I glad you asked, Josh? Look, hey, we think this is a great redevelopment opportunity. We've got more in the pipeline. We just opened a new building about a half mile up off behind called Oshala Springs. We broke ground on the sister building for that. Adjacent to it, that's going to be opening June of 2024. We got a super cool concept idea for an artist's loft, which is kind of the artsy community shops and galleries and workshops with condominiums going up. And then our big project is going to be a cutting edge tower right up here by where the old Stop and Go used to be. It's going to be 7 stories. It's going to be 20,000 feet of commercial. It's going to have killer spectacular views, and it's going to be what we like to call the urban center of Fitchburg.
You know, being a developer and housing, and I know one of the issues facing our community is sort of affordable housing. Is there anything that you're working on, or anything that comes to mind in that regard?
Yeah, that is a great question, and an important question, Josh. Look, there's no one-size-fits-all solution to the affordability problem, especially in a community like this where demand in the last 10 years has far outstripped our current supply. But we like to look at it as a comprehensive type of solution where different people who are invested in the problem are coming together and working together to solve it. Ultimately, what we think solves the problem is promoting greater growth across all sorts of housing, including market rate, including affordable, including single-family homes.
Sure.
Only if you do that do we think that over time you bring affordability back to normal.
Well, that makes sense, especially working in the real estate business myself. I definitely appreciate the mix of housing and increased supply and that kind of thing. So, well, Mike, I really appreciate you coming on our show today and sharing more about the city of Fitchburg and our Community Spotlight series on Best of Wisconsin Homes. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of our Community Spotlight series. If you want to learn more about living in the Madison area and our local real estate market, then feel free to reach out to our team at 608-440-9886. That's 608-440-9886. Or find us online at joshlavik.com.